Okay, it looks like we are live, I believe. I'm going to go check, make sure that we are actually live here. And we are. Cool. All right. Welcome, everybody. I am James, and I need to turn that off. There we go. My name is James, and I am No Lim Jim. And I am working real quickly to figure out how to look at the chat and everything. Um, Figure that out. Give me 1 second. It's my first live stream on the channel. So give me just a few seconds to figure things out and we'll go from there. I wish I knew how to see the chat. It doesn't tell me here. I'm using YouTube Studio to do this live stream, and for some reason it doesn't show me the chat. Anyhow, I can open up another window that has it in it, and hopefully that works. Okay, Ramon, you can tell me right now if I'm having any kind of audio feedback, please, sir. Anyway, my name is James Lee, and I am otherwise known as No Limb Jim here on YouTube. And I want to introduce myself, introduce the idea of the channel and why I started it and why I want to do it. What's the purpose of it? So first, just a little bit of an introduction of me. So I am dodeca amputee, meaning I have had 12 of my limbs uh, at least partially amputated. Both of my legs were amputated below the knee, and um, all five of the fingers on my left hand and well, four fingers and part of the thumb, and then some of the partial fingers here on the right hand and the thumb have been amputated. So I, for years, worked as a freelance cameraman for a lot of different TV networks, the Weather Channel, ABC News, CBS News, um, NBC News, different networks around the world. And I did a lot of storm chasing. I was Jim Cantori's quote unquote personal cameraman on the Weather Channel for a few years as we covered hurricanes and thunder, snow, and stuff like that together years ago. Um, and I also have done a lot of disaster relief, which kind of led to, hey, Joe Green. Um, Joe is another amputee, I believe. Yeah, I recognize the avatar. Um, Anyhow, I was got involved in a lot of disaster relief over the years. I was in Haiti after the earthquake in 2010, lots of hurricanes and floods and things like that. And that's kind of how I became an amputee. I was in the Bahamas in 2019, and I was bitten by a mosquito and I caught West Nile virus. And it's thought that the West Nile virus may have led to my mitral valve and my heart being um, kind of torn. And then I, sorry, my throat is quite sore tonight here in the hospital. I'm not exactly sure why. So anyway, I caught West Nile virus, and my heart went south, possibly because of it. And back in 2021, I had a total, like, mitral valve failure, in the heart, possibly because of the malpractice, and, went to the hospital. They told me I was in congestive heart failure and that I would need to have my heart fixed, but they told me to wait because it was, still during COVID, and I waited a few months. I waited until December of 2021, and finally had my surgery in December of 2021. Well, that surgery did not go very well at all. I ended up in the hospital for nearly 5 months. I was in a coma for a couple of months. I was on a life support called ECMO for at least, 56 days, almost 2 months, and, on as many different kinds of life support as humanly possible, I guess, and that led me to, having, some issues with the circulation in my fingers and my hands and then down at my feet. They gave me some medicines called vasopressors, which the vasopressors, shunt the blood from your extremities to your vital organs, your heart, your lungs, kidneys, etcetera, and they keep you alive, but, my hands and feet died, and I was, told that very early on as after I woke up from the coma, that I would not be able to keep my hands and my feet. So, I was, yeah, I was, shocked by that, and, trying to remember back how I felt when I found out about it, I was glad that I was alive and glad that the the hands and feet saved my life, but I was not knowing, um, what was gonna happen, and that kinda brings me to why I wanted to start this YouTube. I started looking around to find information about what would happen, what life would be like as an amputee, and, um, there really wasn't that much out there. There the YouTube channels that were there didn't really give much information. I see, One-Footed Phoenix. She's another amputee. I found her YouTube channel the other day. She's here in the chat room. And Joe, I see, maybe you have a YouTube channel as well. I met Joe on Facebook the other day. But at the time, I had not found very many, if any, YouTube channels that gave information about what it would actually be like to be an amputee. There were some out there, but they just really weren't what I, was looking for. So I created a No Limb YouTube channel with really with a clear mission in mind, and that was to be have a place to be a supportive, educational, entertaining space for amputees, for their families, for their caregivers, um, anyone who is facing the challenges of limb loss, um, as a spot where they can come for information. I wanna share my personal experiences. I wanna have interviews with, other amputees. I've got a program where I can bring other people in on web streams, um, with their webcams. So I'll be doing that in the future, and I'll be reaching out to, other amputees who have YouTube channels, and also people that I meet through my daily, interactions with people. And also wanna bring in, people who are, experts, prosthetists, doctors, physical therapists, occupational therapists, people like that. So my wife is telling me that my sound is odd. Um, my voice is going in and out. So let me see exactly what her text said here. Give me 1 second here. Probably just poor Wi-Fi. So, that is probably the case, and maybe poor Wi-Fi, so, sorry about that. I am in a hospital right now. I am currently in the hospital. I didn't let you guys know that. I had surgery last Thursday, and the, surgery was to do a revision on the wound on my left leg. The leg was amputated on February 8th of last year, so it's been over a year since the amputation, but it did not get the proper care. The stump didn't get the proper care that it needed to heal properly. So, it is now, reopened, and quite painful. There's a wound back on it, and, I haven't experienced pain like this in quite some time. It is, as painful as a kidney stone. I had a wound back a couple months ago, and it wasn't painful at all, but this time it is um, extremely painful. So back to the YouTube channel. Another thing that I want to do, with the YouTube channel is I want to, um, showcase the capabilities so many different amputees have, um, and showcase the strengths that they have, break down the stereotypes, inspire others to push beyond their own limitations. Wow, it's time to take my bedtime medicine. Um, I want to inspire others to push beyond their own limitations, and ultimately, my mission is to create a sense of belonging and positivity within the amputee community, and I show people that there is a life that is beyond limb loss, um, and I want to build a community where individuals, amputees, their families, their caregivers can come together, share their experiences, ask for advice, find hope for a brighter tomorrow. Um, so this is the beginning of it. Um, at the moment, I have less than 1,000 subscribers, and I think I can only have like 20 or 25 people watching at one time because of limitations that YouTube has. So got to get above 1,000 subscribers. Um, sorry, I've got to stop looking at the chat. Every time I look at it and I lose my train of thought. So I will get better at doing these live streams. Give me some time to get better at it. But anyhow, some other things that we want to do with the channel is to provide a place where amputees can come for education and resources for amputees and their families. And I want to share my personal experiences and struggles in order to inspire and encourage others. We all have our struggles who are amputees. All of us actually have trouble with daily life, things like that. Um, I want to create a community where amputees can have support, uh, and even those who are facing limb life can have support. And I want to raise awareness about challenges faced not only by amputees but by disabled people in general. Um, I have come to find very quickly that there's not much access in this world. It is very hard to navigate the world around us as somebody who is wheelchair bound, as I am right now. So that's something that I'm doing a YouTube channel. Is I will be doing my best to spread the word about making the world more accessible. So some other things that I want to try to do with the YouTube channel is I want to collaborate with other amputees. I want to collaborate with healthcare providers, amputee organizations to improve the lives of those who've been affected by limb loss or limb difference. Um, and I want to be able to showcase technology and innovations, in prosthetics and its assistive devices. I'm going to be working with some students in the biomedical engineering laboratory at Embry-Riddle University in the next year or so, and that's going to be cool. So I'm sure we'll be doing some YouTube, some YouTube. Guys, please stop sending me text messages. Um, it's really distracting. Um, so we're doing some work with the people at Embry Riddle, and that'll be cool to see some of the innovations that they're working on. Um, and then I want to promote positive self-image and self-esteem for amputees, and encourage amputees and disabled people to embrace their unique abilities and qualities. Um, I haven't really had a problem with that. I I kind of embraced it. I looked at it and said, I'm about to lose my limbs. I've got to deal with it and move on." Some of the ways that I deal with it is with humor. You guys may have seen some of my videos. It's amazing. I've had people get downright offended over some of my videos that I posted to, "Hey, my nurse is coming in, so, actually, they're gonna be taking my vital signs, so you guys get to see this. Hi, I'm James, and I'm doing a live stream right now on YouTube, but you can come do my vital signs over here, and I'll just keep going if that's okay with you." So, anyway, I'm gonna get my cuff on here. So I dealt with this with humor. One of the first videos that we put up was a video that I made in Walmart, and I picked up a toy lightsaber, and Hope and um, Grace, I think, were with me, and we made a video about, "Wow, Daddy, you know what happened last time we played with one of those things?" And people got offended by me making videos, making fun of my situation as an amputee, which is amazing that you could actually get offended by that. I think I need to take my temperature here in a minute too, don't I? So, guys, wait for 1 second while I stick um, a thermometer in my mouth, and here I've got the little red thing on the pulse ox is on me. Okay, there we go. I'm probably gonna have to pay royalties for that music. And now we'll let you take are we still working on blood pressure? Yeah. All right. Still working on blood pressure. So anyway, that was some of the things that I've done for for dealing with this. I've also, as anybody I think would have, I've done a lot of crying. Um, I've gotten angry, and I have wanted to quit. Uh, I would be lying if I didn't say that I haven't wanted to quit at least once every day since this journey started, since I woke up from the coma. Um, it is a very tough time, but I have a determination to get better. And if you tell me I can't do something, then I am going to do it. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Um, and I'm going to get better, and I'm going to beat the odds, and I'm going to be the person that is the outlier in the equation. I've got a little patch on a saddlebag that's on my wheelchair that says, "Underestimate me. That'll be fun." So, um, I have an intense determination to get better. So, um, having a support system is important, and that's where the YouTube channel is gonna come in. Guys, if you're an amputee, if you are disabled, uh, limb difference. I'm still learning all these terms. I don't even know what limb difference is, except for I think maybe one's shorter than the other or something like that. And please don't get offended. I just don't know yet. Um, I want to have a place where we can get together and we can learn and we can heal and we can get stronger and we can get uh, better and become better people. I hope to become a better person because of this. My wife, Michelle, my kids, I don't know if they would say I'm a better person yet. I hope that someday they can say I am a better person because of having gone through this. Um, we'll get there. So the other thing I want to do is have a place where we can have some tips how to remain positive and be motivated in life. What keeps me motivated is just a strong desire to get better and a tenacity that just doesn't want to quit. And there was a guy who used to work with me who told me that the only reason I'm still alive is because I was such an asshole. Well, he's he's probably right. Um, I don't give up, and I am pretty tenacious. But I want to see here and kind of see if we can have a Q and A with viewers and see if this chat thing works. Um, I'm just going to put some people on the spot. Some of the fellow amputees. Joe Green, let's let you go if you don't mind. Um, throw something out in the chat and ask me a question or something, and I'll see if I can respond to it. And if you have any questions about me or what this YouTube channel will be or anything like that, just let me know. But Joe, try to see if you can go first if you like being put on the spot. How about this? Anybody, just throw it out there. I see that WX4CB Charlie is watching from here in Daytona Beach, um, has been chatting here. Um, don't sweat the small stuff. Don't look at the numbers. Just do what you do. Yeah, that's exactly the truth. We also have another YouTube channel called HamRadio.world that has about 14,000 subscribers and several million views. So if you're interested in ham radio, where a lot of you who are in the chat um, are from, go over there. I see Loki is here. Loki's one of our ham radio.world people. And none your business. I see Cyril, who I went to medical school with. Dude, my wife and I were talking about you the other day, asking some questions. Um, I need to get your phone number. I don't know if it still is the same one. Joe, what's your number one goal to reach right now? My number one goal to reach right now is to get legs and to get back on my feet. Um, my leg has been approved by the insurance. I am now on Medicaid because of all of this incredible mess that I've been through. And Medicaid in Florida is broken. I don't don't know how broken it is elsewhere, but it is broken in Florida. And it has been a year of fighting, and I finally got my right leg approved on Tuesday. Um, and when I say I got my right leg approved, I mean I got my right leg approved. They told me I could not have my left leg. Um, and the reason they said I couldn't is because I still have the wound. Um, but the wound care doctor wanted me to have the leg to help reduce the swelling, to make the wound get better. Um, and the insurance company said no. They also denied my hands. They said that a guy who looks like this would not have a better quality of life if he had fingers that would work. Don't exactly know how that is. Um, and Cyril, I got your message. Thank you. Um, so that's my number one goal right now is to walk. Um, I'm highly motivated to walk. I have been rated by my my prosthetist as a K4, which means I would have the highest degree of mobility and motivation to get back to a quote unquote normal life with prosthetics. So the insurance company said yes to a K4 leg for the right side, and the prosthetics company is willing to give me a right leg. And if I can't get a left leg, I am definitely going to do a YouTube video where I get up out of my get up out of my wheelchair and immediately fall in the pool and have to be rescued, to show the absurdity of giving somebody one prosthetic leg when they're missing both legs. Um, so yeah, and Joe, yes, it is maddening. And WX4CB, guys, anybody who doesn't know about ham radio, look it up on YouTube or on Google. But I've got a lot of friends here, the ham radio community, who have supported this channel, who are um, listening and watching. And Charlie asked about um, going stroke mobile again. Um, yeah, I thought about putting a radio on the chair. I've actually got a Morse code key that can strap to my knee. It's on an airplane knee board, which is pretty cool. It's an old G38 straight key. Um, so I want to see here. Joe was told not to use one prosthetic leg because it will mess with the back and hips up. I would totally think that was the truth, Joe. And the only reason I would use it would be to stand up one time and fall in the pool. I don't want to hurt my back and hips. I want to be able to walk until a very ripe old age, into my 90s. And hurting my hips or my back would not be a good way to be able to do that. Um, Now, I don't know if you guys can see Joe's picture. I'm friends with him on Facebook. And Joe's got a really cool uh, wheelchair that you can use to go all over the place, like on the beach and the mountains and stuff, cool stuff like that. And that's a wheelchair that I'm kind of coveting right now. It's not a motorized one, but yeah. So let me go back to seeing here. Any other questions? Grit Freedom Chair. That's what it is. Um, one leg Phoenix. I don't know if you're still here. I met you on Facebook, um, or was it here? I think I met you here. One footed Phoenix. Um, you seem like you are a younger person who is an amputee, and if you got anything to chime in the chat, I'd love to hear from you or anybody else. Any other questions? I'm kind of running out of things to say here with this sore throat. but, I'd love to keep talking with people if people want to talk, so throw it out. If you have any questions, let me know what your questions are, and, let me go back up to the top. Let's see here. My mom is here. Hi, mom. And Mike, KG2 Mike. Good to see you. It was, good to meet you face to face finally in Orlando last month. And who else do I have in here? Come on, guys. Let's get some more chats going here in the chat room. Let me go back and think of some other things that I wanna talk about. I will go on to my soapbox of handicap parking. I think I may still have a video here about handicap parking. Something that I did not, um, think about when I was not handicapped was the fact that people needed room to get in and out of a car when they were in a wheelchair. And now that I'm in a wheelchair, I need that room. And I see so many people, so many people who have handicap placards who take the handicap spot when the there's another parking spot right next to the handicap spot, and it may even be closer to the door. And they take the handicap spot because they have the placard. And then somebody comes along with a wheelchair and needs to get into or out of their vehicle and needs that spot. And um, it's so frustrating. And I have tried talking to people about it, usually with very, very poor results. It's amazing the number of people who have handicap placards who don't care. Um, and I get it. I get that you need to have that placard so that you can walk a short distance. I know a lot of people who do, but I'm talking about when you park in a handicap spot and there's a spot right next to it. And like when we were at a restaurant this earlier this week, and somebody was parking their dual wide dually pickup truck in a handicap spot, just so that they could have room to park. And I physically, or I rolled down the window and asked them if they would move their truck, and they did. But they really caught an attitude about it, and I'll be making some videos about that. Um, don't be a jerk. If you don't need the spot, don't take it. Even if you have a handicap placard, if there's a spot that is as close or closer, don't park in the handicap spot just because you have the placard. Leave that room, that spot that has that extra wide hash mark space next to it for somebody who needs to have room to get in and out of the car. So I think Charlie, I think you asked about getting in and out of the truck. I'm actually, um, oh, an app called Parking Mobility where you can report illegal parkers. I'd have to download that app. But Joe or Charlie, he asked about getting in and out of the truck. It is actually easier to get in and out of my Suburban than it was to get in and out of a, um, a car with the transfer board. And hey, Marcus. Marcus is a good ham radio friend. Uh, Marcus, yes and no. Am I an active participant in the discussions? Um, yes, I am. The uh, the occupational therapist that I'm working with is working really hard to bring all of the caregivers together and the insurance company together to get them to be on the same page. And I think we're getting close, but I I don't know how close we are. It is They don't make it easy for you to be part of the actual discussions. My occupational therapist is keeping us in the loop. Um, yeah, my vision. Um, yeah, what happened to me? So as you can see, I have glasses. I have always had these glasses pretty much as long as I can remember. I was born into a family with bad eyes and nearsightedness, but when I was in a coma, my eyes were open for several weeks, um, not closing. And I was in a coma. They were open. My eyes got very dry, and apparently, it appears that the hospital nursing staff did not put eye drops in my eyes like they probably should have. And as a result, my corneas are permanently scarred now. And um, I have contacts that are called scleral lenses, and they are very expensive. They were about $1,400 for a pair, and they are very big. They're about the size of quarters. I have to hold my eyes open with my nubs. I'm kind of hard to even show how I do it. It's like this, and then I have to look down on a pedestal that holds my glasses or holds the contact, and then move my head down into getting it close. With those, I can see very well, but they're very hard to get in, and I am still working on that. So, anyway, Joe, um, in Florida, the Supreme Court uh, says that has said that they can't actually enforce the handicap parking, um, and even though some municipalities will write tickets or tow, many municipalities will not tow and will not write a ticket, even though it says that the statute is that you can get a $250 ticket. Um, so yeah, so that's uh, that's about the extent of what I've got to say about the handicap parking right now. Sorry, my throat again is getting kind of scratchy. But has anybody else got any other questions here? See if I'm missing anything here. Let me go back over my notes of what I wanted to talk about. So, has anybody in the chat room got any suggestions on uh, ways to cope with? Well, there's a question, Joe. How many different doctors do I have? Good Lord. In the hospital, I had several hundred. Now I'm working with a couple dozen, and each week we have, uh, on average, between 12 and 15 medical appointments that we have to get to all over the state, anywhere from Jacksonville to Daytona Beach to Orlando to Gainesville, places in between, places further. Um, and it takes so much time. so much time to get to and from doctor appointments. My full-time job is getting better, and it probably will be my full-time job for at least the next year or 2, I would imagine. Um, just the amount of, time that we spend traveling to and from the appointments, and, sh it's it's insane how much I've got to do to, um, go to physical therapy and occupational therapy 3 times a week in a town that's, uh, you know, 40 miles away each way. So, yeah, 7 years after your wreck, man, that's incredible. That is, that is that's rough. Is everybody else getting sound? I see that Beverly's not, but, is anybody else getting sound, or have I lost the sound? So it looks like Charlie still has it. Wow, dude, I didn't know you had burns. Um, Margaret, my cousin. Hey, Margaret. So, OZ2LPX, Boris. I, our amateur radio plans are to still stay involved in the hobby. We still have a business called Shack in a Box where we are building amateur radio go boxes. And we ended up, Michelle and the children ended up selling our home, uh, our home ham radio shack at the Orlando Hamcation last year because somebody just had to have it. And we haven't had time to rebuild our home shack. So um, we haven't been on the air as much this year as we would have liked to have been. We have been on the air when we have tested people's go boxes, and Hope went to the Mars Desert Research Station in Utah, which is a joint project between NASA and the Mars Society and SpaceX, um, where they simulate missions to the surface of Mars. And Hope got on the air from there. But we will be back on the air. Um, Locally, we have been active a little bit on 2 meters. It is tough to hold a microphone. Um, I have to hold it with 2 hands so I can push to talk. Um, and I'll probably get back involved in CW, which is Morse code. Um, yes, I know exactly who Margaret Bailey is. Um, so anyway, uh, so yeah, get on the air again with Morse code more than likely, and I hope to go out in the field and do some QRP stuff. We have an Icom 705 radio, and like I said, that straight key. So using that straight key is going to be fun. I used to do Morse code mobile when I was dating my wife Michelle, and I was traveling back and forth between North Carolina and Ohio when we were dating, and I would do Morse code in the car. And nowadays, people won't talk to you in if you're doing Morse code in the car because they say you're going to crash, but it's actually easier to do than talk to somebody next to you, if you ask me. So, Boris, welcome to the channel. I don't know if you knew us through hamradio.world or not, but thank you. And the mic on the 705 is Charlie's just a push to talk mic, and it's really hard to use. All the push to talk mics are hard to use, but I'll figure something out. But hey, Margaret is my cousin, and I think last time I saw you was in I think Bed Bath& and Beyond or something at Virginia Beach a few years ago. So, I'm glad to see you, Margaret, and, um, I'm sorry to hear about your dad. I saw that the other day, and, yeah. Well, guys, I think my throat is about as, used up as it can be tonight, unless there's just something else that somebody wants to talk about. I will be reaching out to others. Um, oh my gosh, Joe, that's no fun. Did you catch on fire? That's rough. Um, wow, that just threw me for a loop here. Um, but yeah, um, I'll be reaching out to people who are amputees, and once we get over that 100 or that 1,000 subscriber metric, which we're close to, we'll be able to have more than 20 people in the live stream at once. That's what it looks for. Um, well, thank you for the kind words, Boris. Um, but once we get over 1,000 subscribers, we'll be able to have more people in here, and um, I plan to bring on some people who are amputees and care providers and whatnot who can help um, give some good information and make this a place that people can come to learn and to heal. So with that, I think I'm probably going to say good night. And as we say in the ham radio world, we say 73, which means best wishes. And I will see you guys on the next live stream. Thanks for showing up. Good night.